And those of you who've been with me before, welcome back. Those of you who are new to this class, welcome. And we'll get started in a comfortable meditative seat, easy cross-legged seat, Sukhasana. And if you would like to elevate your hips, feel free to slide a block or a pillow cushion underneath the hips. It will help to lengthen the spine. And no props are required, but they are nice to have, just a gentle reminder to explore using them. Feel free to add them or take away at any time in the practice. I'm arriving in this seat, this shape. Sukhasana is an asana that allows us to experiment with a sacred space, a safe space. Sukha also means sweetness and safe space. So just beginning the practice, feeling this safe space container we create for ourselves, I invite you to treat each posture that we take tonight as a safe container. Feel the limbs growing heavy into the ground and noticing without changing a thing if you're leaning forward or back, right or left. And begin to draw yourself slightly to center. Base of the skull draws slightly back, slight lift of the heart, crown of the head reaches high. Take a deep inhale. Deep clearing exhale. Once more, inhale, fill up. Biggest inhale you've taken all day. And deep exhale, let it go. Inhale, send the hands up overhead, palms touch. And exhale, thumbs draw into the sternum, heart center. I invite you to set an intention for tonight's practice. And if nothing comes to mind immediately, I offer the intention of patience, exploring on and off the mat. Maybe patience within yourself, within the postures, within and externally as well. Feel free to add on any interpretations. On your next inhale, send the palms up overhead, reach up. And then exhale, release the hands over the knees, palms down to let go and palms up to receive. So you choose. We'll gently drop the right ear to the right shoulder, finding elongation alongside the left side of the neck, letting tension from the day melt away. Let the right ear grow heavier and heavier towards the right shoulder. And if you find you lose the length in the spine, that your tall seat begins to collapse, perhaps you send the left arm out to your side, tented on fingertips, or maybe the palm comes all the way down to the ground and slides towards your thigh. That left hand can be an anchor to keep you sitting tall. And notice if the sensation has disappeared. Feel free to make a micro adjustment if you need at any time. Feeling this tension just disappear. And if this is still where you collapse at all, perhaps you grab opposite elbows behind the back, draw the shoulders back, and let the ear fall even closer to that shoulder. Slow burn of sensation here. Relax the left hand and gently send the right palm up overhead, pressing it just above the left ear. Little self-assist here, driving that right ear even closer to the right shoulder. Deepening sensation without forcing too much, without strain. Relaxing so much so, maybe you begin to drool. And nobody has told me that they've drooled yet. Still waiting for that one. Inhale, press your head up into your hand to come upright. Release your right palm. We'll find a slow no motion, looking left, drawing back to center, and then looking right. Let this be your strong, stable, reassuring no for any of you or anyone that you know if they have a hard time saying no. No is the most magnetic word, bringing you closer to that yes that you seek. And let this be a moment where you can practice a strong, self-nurturing no. Then gently we'll drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Let that ear grow heavier and heavier towards that shoulder, finding your variation in the arms. Maybe the right hand comes out to the side, tented on fingertips. Perhaps the palm comes down to the ground, sliding closer to the mid-thigh area, increasing sensation, maybe all the way down to the fingertips, maybe in the pecs. And again, the option to grab opposite elbows behind the back can be really lovely as well. Observing the sensation on the right side. Listening to the body, observing the thoughts. If the thoughts begin to get carried away, come back to your breath. And gently relax the right hand, send the left hand up overhead, left palm just above the right ear, guiding that left ear down towards the shoulder. Increase sensation on the right side of the neck, boosting circulation to the brain. And then gently, slowly with care, press your head into your hand to come upright. Release the left palm. We'll find that no motion once more. And building on, we'll make some half circles. Drop the chin into the chest. Rolling nice and slow here, ear to shoulder, chin to chest, other ear to other shoulder. So feel free to linger in any angle along the way that feels really nurturing to you. Letting all that tension we hold up here really just disappear, loosening it up. We will drop into stillness, so enjoy these little bits of movement before. And maybe if you're ready to, you drop the base of the skull back, chin to sky, and roll it out. Half circles with chin in the air. And once you feel evened out, come to stillness. We'll remove the prop from underneath us. If you're sitting on one, keep your props where you can reach them. We'll come into a child's pose option for a prop under the head and the heart. If you would like to keep the head elevated. So child's pose with knees wide or knees together, up to you. Knees wide for a hip release or knees together for a low back release. Big toes touch in either variation. And if you are using a prop to keep your head lifted, I recommend something that can keep your spine neutral. So just considering the height of the prop, you might stack some towels. We all have different needs for height. So reach the arms forward, spread your fingers wide, crown of the head reaching forward, tailbone reaching behind you. As you fold down, the belly gets heavier and heavier on the thighs, and you may discover the height of a prop that feels nice to you or that you want. Maybe the forehead comes all the way down to the ground. And this is a mild inversion. Your head is below your heart if your forehead is on the ground. And just allow yourself to sink into the shape, coming inward, exploring silence with curiosity. What does the body have to tell you? And wherever you are, I invite you to relax just an ounce more, anywhere you can, letting go of anywhere you're gripping or holding. Feeling the spine get longer and longer, body heavier and heavier into the ground. Remembering why you showed up to your practice tonight. How can each shape we create be that safe container, that safe space? Is there anything you can do to make yourself just an ounce more comfortable? Unfurl the brow, unclench the jaw, slide the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, gently bring yourself upright, tent the fingertips, walk the fingers towards the knees, coming upright. We'll send the legs out to the side and then in front of us. We're going to come into Gomukhasana, stacking the right knee over the left knee for a mild hip opener. It may be intense or mild, just depending how long you've been sitting or how tight the body is. Option to wiggle the feet forward or back until you feel the sensation in the hips serves you. So we want that sensation where you feel a stretch beginning, not forcing, and not so intense that you lose your breath. There may be a generous gap between the knees. They might not stack directly over one another, and a blanket or pillow between that gap can be really nice and comforting. If you don't want to use anything between, just let gravity do the work here. And if you add a prop, know you can always take it away at any time. Maybe you stay right here, nice and tall, seated upright. Or you may begin to fold, hinging at the hips, lead with the heart, keeping length in the spine, and finding your edge. Maybe the belly comes down over the thigh, chin past the knee. Hands can relax wherever you can reach behind you, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, relaxing the neck. Or maybe you want something in front of you, pillow or bolster, and to send the arms out forward. And you can stay as upright or fold as deeply as feels good to you. Whatever variation you choose, get out any last wiggles. Truly making this your own. And observing in silence if you have lost your breath. We'll inhale with a 6 count. Take a nice breath just as your pace. And then together we'll inhale for 6. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again in your head. Feel yourself sinking deeper into the shape. And gently, without hurry, bring yourself upright if you are folded forward. And we'll switch the stack of the knees. So right knee comes under, left knee on top. And maybe there's a blanket between the knees on this side. Each side may be very, very different. Wiggle the feet forward or back. Hips feel level, grounded. And you can always add a blanket underneath the sits bones, the hips as well. Option to stay upright and tall or begin to fold, hinging at the hips, lead with the heart, fold forward. Relax your neck. And if you're staying upright, notice if you begin to collapse in the spine. And slightly draw the shoulders back, lift the heart slightly. Feeling the outer hips soften, anchoring down, rooting you into the earth. Coming back to that 6 count breath, if you've began to notice the mind wander. And gently, with care, if you're folded forward, make yourself come upright. Tented fingertips, walk close to the shins, lift the head and the heart. And if you're upright, Gently, well, we'll all be upright. We'll gently uncross the knees, slide that left foot over the right shin, walk the right shin slightly forward. Knife edge of the left foot will come to the right knee crease for double pigeon. And here you can choose to put a blanket between the calves if there's a big gap there as well. You can bring the foot over the knee and put a blanket or a pillow in between that space if there's a space. Eventually this gap will close, and you can also slide the foot mid calf level. The knee will come out to the side. This will help to further open the hips, and over time that gap will close. So option to stay upright, or you can fold forward, keeping the sits bones, hips rooted. Maybe you have a bolster or pillow, stack of soft things in front of you. Blocks can be really nice here as well. And getting as creative as you'd like with home props. Whatever variation you choose, get out those last wiggles and settle into your shape. Feeling the earth hold you. Feeling supported. Patience and trust in the process. Allowing yourself to receive and letting gravity truly do the work for you. Allow yourself to soften just an ounce more. And then gently we'll switch the shins. If you are folded, begin to make your way to come upright. And if you'd like a little movement in between, feel free to cradle your shin. Maybe the foot comes to the elbow crease and the arm, and you just rock your shin like a baby, or you grab the foot and the calf and you keep it low. Just a little wiggle, a little circulation in the hip. And then switching sides, right foot comes over that left knee crease. Wiggle your left foot forward, and the calves will stack. Option to walk them forward or back until you feel supported, situated where it feels safe in your body. If there's any discomfort in the knee, draw the heels a little closer to the hips and flex your toes. And if you would like more sensation, you can send the legs a little further away from you. Option again to put a blanket or towel between, or sweatshirt could be really great, between the space if there's a gap between the knee and the calf, or if you just want something to feel a little less of that bony edge of the foot. And then settling in, observing if there's any difference on this side, if you'd like to stay tall or fold forward. Folding to your level of comfort, maybe starting with like a 40% effort, maybe 20% effort. Letting gravity allow the tissue to soften, not forcing anything. And letting yourself surrender. allowing this practice to be a nurturing surrender, receiving and working with lunar energy. Yin is said to be a more feminine style of yoga, working with receptivity, and yang, the masculine, yang being the more athletic efforting, where I find both genders equally practice these strengths. And just for a visual, the sun and the moon, the solar energy being more energizing, and the lunar energy at night being more restful, but also illuminating things that maybe we don't see immediately to the eye. Coming back to that idea of listening to the body. Gently make your way upright if you were folded. We'll send the right leg long. You can also cradle your foot, your shin in between along the way if you want to find that hip movement. Right leg goes long when you're ready. Sole of the left foot will come to the right inner thigh. You may or may not want a prop on top of the thigh. We will fold over the lengthened leg. So up to you. You can explore and then decide. We'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, gentle twist to the right and fold forward over that lengthened leg. Forehead may come down to the knee. It's okay to round your back here. Maybe the forehead comes higher up on the thigh. Hands can reach for the foot. And a bend in the knee is welcome as well. If there's any discomfort in the low back, I do encourage a bend in the knee. You could place any props underneath the knee, block, pillow. And if you're not using any props, I offer the variation of stacking your palms and sliding them under your calf. And then drop the forearms, or you can stay a little upright, but up to you how deep you want to fold. If you're folded like a pancake, flex your toes towards your face and push your heel away from you, and then release. And if you have a deep, deep bend in the knee, just ensure that the neck feels nice and supported, and let the shoulders soften away from the ears. Letting go of as much tension as possible. Feeling sensation in the low back, the hamstrings, a little bit in the core. One day, the top of the head may touch the top of your foot. As a visual reference with where we're going, no right or wrong, does not make you a better person if you can do that. And wherever you are, take a deep inhale, fill up. Deep exhale, let something go. Inhale, gently roll up. Nice and easy here. We'll take a counter bow over the bent knee with tented fingertips. Place them outside that left thigh. Anchor the right hip down. Gentle bow forward with the heart. Inhale, press up. And exhale, right forearm to right thigh or to a prop on top of the thigh or onto a prop outside of the right thigh. So depending on what feels best to keep the spine lengthy, we'll send the left arm overhead. Feel the side body stretch here, and then decide how low you want to go, reaching towards the right foot. The right palm might come to the left thigh, which can feel really nice. And the left forearm can rest on top of your head. If there's any discomfort in your neck, prop your elbow on top of your thigh or a prop. Make a fist and rest your head on your fist. So playing with the height with the props, finding your variation, and keeping discomfort out of the low back. You should feel a side body stretch. You may have to rock the weight slightly forward to get that side body stretch if you lost it. No worries. And staying upright or folding deeper, listening to the body and the breath. And when you lose the breath, you've gone too far. Finding your edge where it's breathable and sensation is still there. And sensation feels safe and welcoming. If your body begins to talk smack to you, please listen, lean in, and just back off a little bit. And if you have your foot captured and your head is down, draw the heart forward and the shoulder back. Relax your jaw. And for anyone who's at a computer all day long, this is a really nice one. Or driving a lot, just all that sitting. Let yourself unwind. And slowly we'll come upright, moving with care and ease. We'll send the left leg long. Sole of the right foot comes to the left inner thigh. So this side may be very similar or very different. If you'd like to put a prop on top, go ahead and do so now, knowing you can always add or take away. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, gentle twist to the left and fold forward. Noticing here how low or high you'd like to stay. If you'd like a bend in the knee or not. And relaxing into the shape. I'll offer more silence on this side. Allow yourself to observe differences side to side and just what comes up for you. And inhale, gently roll on up. We'll find that counter bow over the bent knee, the right knee, tented fingertips, anchor the left hip down, gentle bow forward. Inhale, press up. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh or to a prop on top or outside of the left thigh. Reaching that right arm up. Maybe the left palm finds the right thigh. Reaching that right hand for the left foot. Maybe the forearm reaches and rests on the head. Maybe you prop your elbow, make a fist, and relax your head there. Keeping that side body length nice and active. Lateral bending. Not forcing. And coming back to that idea of patience, that sometimes when we want to leave a posture is the moment that the posture begins. And then gently, slowly bring yourself upright, moving with care. If there's any discomfort in the neck, go ahead and make some circles or find that no motion. And we'll send the right leg long for a wide leg forward fold. Both legs are long. An option to have a deep bend in both knees, maybe a micro bend. You can put blocks or pillows, rolled up towels, blankets underneath each knee if you'd like. No props required, up to you. Or you can do a lot of props here. You could have a bolster pillow in front of you to fold over. So option to stay upright or fold. If you're folding forward, we'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with a heart and fold forward. And discovering here, if you would like something to support the head, maybe the forearms come down to the ground. You can relax your neck. And with elbows on the ground, walk the elbows a little bit forward, interlace your knuckles, relax your forehead on the knuckles. Or maybe moving with the breath, you'll inhale, walk the arms a little forward, pulling up out of the waist, and exhale, folding down, continuing like that, inching with the breath, and folding on the exhale until you find your edge. Maybe you stack the palms and bring the forehead down to the palms. So discovering if you would like to stay more upright or become a pancake on the ground, which is my way of just saying flat. Get your last wiggles out and settle on in. And allowing yourself to make adjustments with your props as we hold, the tissues soften and the depths, the needs change. And gently walk your fingertips. If you are folded forward, walk the fingertips towards the hips, come upright. We'll draw the left shin in front of you and the right shin on the right side of you. There may be a gap between the foot and the thigh, so the legs are in this zigzag shape. And if you are using a prop, we're moving into deer pose. So if you're using a prop, I recommend a bolster or a pillow up against the left hip. We will be folding forward, so over that left side. And if you're not using a prop, send the legs a little bit longer, keeping a semi zigzag shape. We'll inhale, reach up, exhale, gentle twist over to the left and fold the belly down, drop one ear to one side. If you're not using a prop, stack your palms and drop the forehead to those palms or a little diamond shape you create with the index finger and the thumbs together. And then you can discover if you'd like the knees in a little closer or the legs a little longer, allowing the belly to expand. Soften the shoulders. If you're using a bolster, option to flip the palms to the sky to let go of any gripping. And feel the earth hold you. Feeling the body grow heavy. Feeling the earth rise up to meet you with each breath. And in this shape, as the parasympathetic nervous system activates, you may feel some rumbles or tumbles in the stomach. And gently press yourself up to switch sides. Either just a quick switch of the legs, or you can roll yourself over, staying low. So the right shin will be in front of you, left shin along your left side. If you're using a prop, you'll bring it up against the right hip. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, gentle twist to the right and fold on down, whether that's onto the ground or onto a prop. Drop one ear down, the ear you didn't drop if you were on a prop. Get out those last wiggles and settle in. Feeling the belly expand like a balloon. Deflating. Gently, slowly, we'll send the right knee to your right side. So staying low, you can stay over a prop if you like. We're going to move into frog. So deep hip opener, little bit of choice here, bringing big toes to touch. So arms are underneath you, elbows under the shoulders. You might have the prop under the head or the belly. Knees come out wide. You can rock the weight forward or back. And if you're not using a prop, you're welcome to interlace your fingers. And you can flex your toes away from you or have the big toes to touch. So lots of choice here, sinking the hips back like a child's pose, or rocking the heart forward. Let the knees slide further apart. Finding the angle that really serves you here. And revisiting that idea of patience once more, patience in the practice, in the process, not forcing, protecting us in our choices. So we may practice yoga a long time and have the mobility to do the daily activities that we enjoy, the things we take for granted. Allow yourself to relax just an ounce more anywhere you can. And then gently bringing the big toes to touch if they were not. So if your toes are pointing out and the heels in, draw the toes together, sink the hips over the heels, walk the hands long for a nice child's pose. It'll be brief, just a nice transitional child's pose. And let the head and the heart melt down. And gently staying low, press yourself up. We're going to make our way to our back. And you just send the legs out to the side and then in front of you, nothing fancy. Take a big morning stretch on your back. Once you're there, reach behind you, point your toes. Lower the hands by your side on the exhale. We'll take a brief heart opener, a little back bend after all that forward bending. Slide your palms under your butt. So fleshy part, top of the butt. Scoot your elbows in, tucking one under and then the other to lift the heart up, point your toes, and then relax the neck back. So modified fish pose. And if it doesn't feel okay, then gently lower yourself down if it feels intense. It's a nice counter pose to all of that forward bending. And then slowly, on your own time, you can draw your chin to your chest and lower down, protecting your spine. Lower your head, release your hands, and we'll come into our final resting shape. Option to take a traditional Shavasana or draw the soles of the feet together for a supine butterfly. Maybe legs up the wall, or if you'd like, you can take a meditative seat. Whatever you choose, get out those last wiggles. My voice will gently guide you out, so please enjoy this active rest. Shavasana. And gently, for anyone ready to move on, find some wiggles in the fingers and wiggles in the toes. And if you have the time or desire to stay and rest, feel free to stay as you are. For those moving on, roll over to one side to a fetal shape, allowing yourself to feel this transition, the symbol of rebirth from our practice into our day. And gently, without hurry, if you are moving on, press yourself up with your hands to that meditative seat, Sukhasana, easy cross-legged seat, just as we began. Noticing any differences in sensation. How does the shape feel from now compared to when we first arrived? Take a deep inhale, deep exhale. Inhale, send the palms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center, thumbs into the sternum. I invite you to revisit any intention you may have set for tonight's practice. Possibly revisit the idea of patience on and off the mat, or any other intention, interpretation you'd like to explore, practice. Take a moment. Thank you for showing up for yourselves in your practice tonight. Showing up is the hardest part. It is truly an honor. Together we bow. Namaste.